million budget to kind of smooth out revenue. I mean, we really need to take a look at what's going on in our budget process here. Okay, I think that I was privileged to be the tax collector this past year, and I enjoyed it. I got to meet a lot of people, and I did the best I could possibly do at it. I think I did a relatively decent job, and there's more work that still has to be done to do it right. But when I have, when people come in, it's always the senior citizens who come in and pay the taxes to you directly. I mean, and they're typically, ladies, older ladies and whatever. And I hear from them, that it hurts, okay? Now maybe the town tax isn't that big of a bite, but when we're sitting with such a large reserve, I think it's improper for us to be doing that, okay? Unless we know what we're going to be doing with that money. And right now, we're sitting on the reserve. We don't know, we really haven't said what we're going to be doing with the money, and we're taxing people. And I feel very uncomfortable with that as a person. And I think that the town should look for direction, either from the state controller's office or whatever, to say, come help us here, come help us do the budget properly. Because we really can't go on the way we've been doing and accumulating funds like this. I mean, there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. And I think we're kind of been skewed more to the wrong way. And so we have to get some more direction. And and that's a fact of life here. And so abundance is good, but abundance of too much taxpayers' money is not necessarily good. And that's what I see us having here today.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you very much. Ms. Hamlin.
Carol Hamlin, Hobbs Lane. I just want to respond to what Henry said. I had the privilege of sitting in on every single one of the budget meetings last year. Most of them were during the day, and I understand people can't necessarily do that. However, I think if people really want to be involved in the process, they really need to understand what the process is, and they need to be at the meetings, and they need to ask the questions, and they need to see this information up front. I think it would be in everybody's interest to do that this year and to participate in the meetings, and perhaps you could give people a lot of heads-up notice of what's going on. Okay, I think that's good.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, thank you very much.
Most of our
Okay.
Jim Lee? Yes. We should let this gentleman go first.
Okay, this is Graminsky.
Under new business.
This is Graminsky?
Yes. And maybe Henry.
Yeah. Oh, and Henry, yes. Okay.
Yes, I think
That's a very good idea.
Let's do
Okay,
Graminsky
we have reconvened into our official town board meeting. I'm going to, since the public hearing has taken so much time and it is already 5 of 10, I'm going to go out of order a little bit. I'm going to ask Mr. Mark Graminsky if he would like to present something as quickly as possible about his moratorium waiver request for a 2-lot subdivision for Ludlow Farm. And after that, we'll take the tax collector's summary. This is a moratorium waiver request that was referred to the town board by the planning board. Yes, I have this. Thank you. I think we all, everybody has this, and we also got one from Bob Butsater, the planning board.
So would the board just like me to briefly go through this?
If you could briefly explain it, just very briefly, and then we can act.
Ludlow Farm is a piece of property that's owned by Mr. Peter Georgiopoulos, located on the northwest corner of Hammond Road and Dual Road. Application had an initial sketch meeting with the planning board for a 2-lot minor subdivision for the property for the purpose of having, there's a proposal for what would ultimately be multiple residences on the property. So the reason for the 2-lot minor subdivision is to create 2 separate pieces of land so that Mr. Georgiopoulos can construct a new residence and move the existing residence on the property to the other piece. So there would essentially be 2 pieces with a single residence on each one of the properties. Brief enough?
This was something that we looked at the town board workshop. We looked at the maps. I think we've had a chance to discuss it. Does anybody have any questions tonight? All right, then, having gotten a letter also from the chair of the planning board, I'd like to make a motion that we grant.
Yeah, I think you have to set a public hearing on this.
We have to set a public hearing for it?
Looking for the moratorium extension on this, but I'm pretty sure.
Thank goodness we have a town attorney to keep me in order. Erin, did you get that water for Tom?
I had 4. And
Why don't you pass it up to,
I thought whoever needed one could have it.
pass it, bring it up. I thought we had already just voted on moratorium waivers.
We did it in the
Virginia,
beginning
you
of
want
an hour.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Bill, Rita?
Okay,
I'm good.
okay, thanks.
Sorry, I didn't have any more.
It's very nice of you.
Hey, Bill, should we do a public meeting now?
Now, we have to schedule it.
So we'd schedule it for August 12th.
Yes.
Or a special meeting.
Yeah, you could do a special meeting on
Don't
that.
we have something on July 28th? Isn't there a public hearing for something on the planning board? Could it go then?
Yeah, we have a requirement for, has to be circulated, building inspector, town planning board, zoning board of appeals in the adjacent towns by their respective town clerks, and set a public hearing within 45 days of the receipt of the application. And decision has to be within 38 days of the close of the public hearing. So we do have to set a public hearing.
Okay. How urgent is the need for the project to get this waiver?
The intention is I'll make application to the planning board to get on their agenda for the end of the month and to just proceed, so.
So if we set our public hearing for the 12th of August, that would not be a hardship for your project?
That's not a hardship at all, I appreciate it.
All right, so I make a motion that we set a public hearing for the Ludlow Farm moratorium waiver request for the 12th of August, our regular town board meeting. All those in favor? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Graminski.
Thank you very much.
And
I'll contact the town clerk with regard to any notice requirements
I do that.
and fees.
I do that.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
thank you. All right, the next item that we're going to take is the tax collector's summary.
I turned over to the county
Did you bring anything in writing, Henry?
I didn't have a chance to pull something together. I was on the road all day.
Okay,
Okay, you'll be getting something right.
okay.
Okay. I turned it over to the county in June 23rd. Basically, there was 87 parcels that did not pay taxes, and it came to approximately $271,000 in arrears. And so that means that the county netted approximately, let's see, 271 from 882, $2,611,000. So overall, people paid their taxes, and as painful as it was. And what we have to do now, what I have to do to finish it up is, there is a number of people who seem to have paid twice, okay, because of escrow accounts paying, sales, and whatever. And that has to be sorted out. I have a preliminary list of who I think some of those people are. Not having a computerized system makes it very difficult to